Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching and for subscribing. And if you're just visiting, please consider subscribing. So I've mentioned before that I really enjoy doing tags, and early on in my early YouTube years, I created a few tags, but I haven't done it in a really long time. And I thought, well, let's create a new tag. If I enjoy tags, I'm sure there are others who enjoy them as well. So I do hope that, other creators do this tag as well. Everyone is welcome to do it. There are so many new fragrance channels these days that I'll be honest with you, there are many of them that I really don't know. So I'm not sure. I might tag a few people in the description. I'm not sure, but anyone and everyone is welcome to do this tag, and I hope that you enjoy it. Now, my preliminary name for this tag is Perfume Diaries tag. You're gonna see by the title of this video if I stuck with this title or if I decided to change it. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be the title, but again, you will see it in the title. There are 13 different questions, and I chose 13 questions on purpose. It's my daughter's favorite number, so I thought, well, let's create a tag with 13 questions. So I'm going to be looking down a little bit at the questions, and then let's go through them. So number one, what is your first fragrance memory? So this could be, memory involving fragrance. It could be a scent from childhood. It could be a special event fragrance, or, your first fragrance. Anything works here. Now, what I decided to go with is actually my first fragrant memory, what kind of made me fall in love with scent. And this is something, again, I mentioned on my channel once, many years ago. So, I think most of you have not heard this story. I have not seen that video, though there might be some of you who still remember it. But my love of scent comes from my father. He always, since my early age, I remember him always having cologne and using cologne. He would never leave home without splashing some cologne on himself. And, I grew up in former Soviet Union. The colognes there were very different. There was very little variety. So pretty much all men used, 2 or 3 colognes that were the same. That's all that was available. I'm gonna include, some pictures here just for your information of a few colognes that he used, but I just remember him always smelling good, and this is where my love of scent originated. And once I got older and started working, this used to be like a favorite gift that I would give him, just choosing different perfumes, different colognes, and gifting it to them, and he was enjoying using them so much. So yeah. Again, my love of scent comes from my dad. Question number 2, what is your signature scent if you have it? Now, for me, with such a large collection, obviously, I can't, realistically speaking, have a signature scent. I did have a few different ones throughout my life before I had this large collection. But if I could have a signature scent, there is a scent in my collection that kind of is me in a bottle. That's how I feel about it. If I did have a signature scent, I feel like that's the scent that would be my signature scent. And no surprises or shocks here. It is Tony Iommi from Xerjoff. It's just me in a bottle. There is nothing else like it for me. The combination of sweet and earthy is just incredible here. Anyways, I don't need to describe it. I've talked about it so many times, but yes, if I could have a signature scent, it would definitely be this one. Question number 3 is perfume for a night out. So, when you want to feel really confident and really glamorous, what perfume would you choose? And for me, I'm going to go with Crush on Me from Unique Luxury. Somehow I don't know, it became sort of a tradition that I wear this scent for New Year's, and that kind of led me to think of this fragrance as this sort of night out, celebratory type of perfume. And it is very strong, so that definitely contributes to my choice here, because I think when you're going out, you really want to use something stronger. This is very, very beastly. This is, caramel and patchouli. Here goes patchouli again. I really enjoyed this scent, but it is so strong that, it's a little bit tough to wear it sort of in everyday circumstances. So I think going out is like perfect occasion for this one. Question number 4, fragrance you didn't expect to love, Here I'm gonna go with something that I tested recently. When I ordered a sample, I was convinced, 100% convinced, that I was absolutely going to hate that scent. And that is Faux Breakfast from Dianan. And I ended up loving the scent, like loving it, based on the notes. I would have never guessed that I would enjoy this fragrance, but I loved it. It's so refreshing, so beautiful. It has the sweetness in it that I never expected it to have. Anyways, again, I'm not going to go into details. This is a fragrance that I talked about in one of my recent sampling videos. So if you want more details, please check out that video. But yeah, it's a fragrance that I didn't expect to even like remotely, but I actually ended up loving it. Next question, I think that's question 5, perfume you can't stand. Again, I wanted to go with something that I tested recently, and I was shocked how much I didn't like it. This comes from one of my favorite houses, Kerosene, and it is Winter of 99. It's not a brand new scent, but a scent that I was always curious about and never had a chance to sample. And it was terrible. It smelled like... and I can't even sugarcoat it. It smelled like smoked fish to me. Like you're in some kind of fish factory and they're making smoked fish. That's what it felt like. Terrible. So I cannot stand that fragrance at all. Number 6, fragrance that you wear when you want to feel cozy, when you're lounging around at home and you need something kind of comforting and warm. What fragrance would you choose? Well, this has been my choice for this type of occasion for a very, very long time and continues to be really the number one scent that I reach for when I really want to feel cozy. That is Salt and Caramel from Shea and Blue. And you can tell how long I've had this bottle by, the cap and then the bottle, because I think the bottles look very different now, and I have a nice dent in here. This is, as the name suggests, salt and caramel. It is very sweet. Really, salted caramel is what it smells like, uncomplicated, and yet there's something so warm and cozy and comforting about this scent that, this is definitely my number one in this category and has been my number one for many years now. Number 7, your most complimented scent. Well, in general, I've talked about it before. I'm not really into compliments. I don't care about compliments. However, a kind of the funniest, I chose this scent because I've had a funniest situation with compliments about the scent. And so I decided to include it. This is Emperor Kuya from Fuege. This is a really interesting green citrusy passion fruit scent that's really fresh and just a little bit sweet. And I mentioned it in one of the videos where I was shopping at a grocery store and a woman was running after me from one aisle to the next just to find out what I was wearing, because she loved it so much, and she said I had such an amazing sillage that she could smell it from another aisle. It was a little bit awkward, but really nice to hear, especially since I really love this fragrance. And so yeah, in general, I've received quite a few compliments about this scent. So I think in my collection, this is the most complimented scent. Number 8 is a fragrance that you would wear for an important event. And that could be, you know, anything. Could be special celebration, could be wedding, could be job interview, like something that would be suitable for any occasion. And, you know, I went with a beautiful floral scent, which is Lost in Paradise from Ex Nihilo. And I went with this one because I think it will be suitable for all of these occasions, you know? I feel like for all, you know, job interview and special event and wedding, you want to smell nice, elegant, but you don't want to have anything overpowering, nothing that's sort of too sweet or too smoky, you know, or too leathery. None of that. Like, you really want to smell like understated, elegant. And this is this type of scent. This is a beautiful, you know, peony, orange blossom, musky type of scent. Gorgeous, gorgeous scent. You know, it's not extremely projecting, so it's not like going to overpower, you know, other people, but at the same time, it's going to create a really nice scent trail. And yeah, I think this is perfect for a special occasion. Next one is fragrance that makes you feel like $1,000,000. You know, it makes you feel luxurious and glamorous. And I decided to go with Delina Exclusive. In general, I feel like, I don't know, Parfum de Marly fragrances sort of, there's something special in them. Like, there's something glamorous in them. I don't know, maybe it's because the way the bottle looks. I don't know, but that's how I feel about these fragrances. And especially Delina Exclusive. Like, this is truly a fragrance, like a glamorous, luxurious type of fragrance that definitely makes me feel like $1,000,000. Like, it's not your run-of-the-mill type of rose. Like, it's very sort of high-end, a luxurious rose. It's, you know, it's smooth and buttery, and it has some oud in it, which adds to the luxuriousness of this fragrance. And yeah, I just think it's really amazing. And for me, it's a fragrance that I think of when I think about feeling glamorous. Question number 10 is a fragrance that you would recommend for a beginner. So someone, you know, starting out on their fragrance journey. And, you know, my answer here is that I cannot recommend a specific perfume because it really depends on individuals' taste. You know, there are some people who enjoy gourmands, there are some who enjoy white florals, there are some who enjoy fresh citrusy scents. So I can't recommend one scent. But what I would recommend is, if you're just starting out on your fragrance journey, definitely 100% start with designer scents. Explore designer fragrances. Learn what you like, what you don't like. Train your nose a little bit and slowly start dipping your toes into niche. Slowly, you know, maybe go to private collection, designer private collections first, and then go into niche. So definitely don't start out with niche. I find that's a mistake that some people make. You know, they jump into niche right away and their noses are only used to these super mass appealing kind of simpler types of scents, and niche, just all niche smells bad to them. So I definitely would not do that. You know, as far as my favorites from the designer world go, well, I think you all know, you know, I love Dolce & Gabbana Devotion. I love Burberry Goddess. I love Jean Paul Gaultier. You know, my newest one is Scandale Absolue. This is just to name a few. I definitely have other favorites, but like, if I was recommending, you know, a designer fragrance to someone who has a similar taste to mine, then I would recommend starting with one of these three. Question number 11, the one scent that you would wear forever. Basically something that you would always need in your collection. And I'm going to go with the scent, again, no surprises here, that I've had in my collection for a really long time, and a scent that I still enjoy so much. And I feel like Actually, I know, I can't imagine my collection without this fragrance. That is, of course, the beautiful La Danza from Nobly 1942. I mean, this has been with me since the beginning of my channel, and I still love it. This is a gorgeous, you know, cinnamony, slightly coconut type of crumbly, sweet apple pie, you know, so delicious. Again, to me, it's very comforting. It's very like homey. You know, when I wear this fragrance, I feel like I'm home, you know. There's something so familiar about it. And so, yeah, for me, this will always stay a love, always will stay part of my collection. Okay, number 12, fragrance that is currently on your wish list. I'm gonna go with the fragrance that I tested very recently and that I loved so much. It impressed me probably more than any other fragrance in a very long time. Again, I will, depending on when this video comes out, I either already talked about it in one of my sampling videos, or I will talk about it in more detail in a video that will come out soon. But it is Red from Soradora. Again, here I'm not going to go into details about the fragrance. Details are in that sampling video, but I think this is one of the most amazing fragrances that I've tested in a very, very long time. For me, there's something so special, so unique, so complex in that fragrance, but complex in a good way. Like, it just smells amazing, but you're getting so many nuances in that fragrance, and they work together beautifully together. Yeah, I don't know, I'm just I'm crazy about that fragrance. It is very, very strongly number one on my wish list, and somehow I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get that one. And that brings us to question 13. And question 13 is about your buying ritual. You know, do you have any interesting rituals when you are selecting fragrances? Like, do you always test, or do you wait for a sale, or do you look for specific notes, you know, etc. So for me, these days, it's all about testing. You know, I am trying to eliminate blind buying. I would like to eliminate it completely. Now, realistically speaking, I think blind buying might still happen once in a while, but I am really trying to eliminate it completely. And there is a reason for that. You know, I kind of went through different stages of blind buying. When I first got into this, you know, fragrance hobby, blind buying was challenging because my nose was very untrained. My brain was very untrained. You know, I didn't know all the notes really well. I didn't know the houses well. And so, you know, I really didn't know how to read sort of and combine the notes when I looked at them. And so blind buying was challenging at the beginning. Then in the middle of my fragrance journey, it became much simpler because I started understanding notes and accords and combinations. I got to know some of the houses, you know, and sort of recognizing their signatures, you know, and I started understanding what I liked versus what I didn't like. And so I didn't have a lot of fails in my blind buys. And then in more recent years, you know, blind buying again became very challenging, probably even more challenging than it ever has been. And that is because I have so many fragrances, I've tested so many fragrances, and I have become a lot more critical about fragrances. You know, I am looking for something, not just something that's nice, that I like. I'm looking for something interesting, unique, different, something that really, really impresses me, like Red from Soradora, you know? And it's almost impossible to judge whether that's going to happen or not based on the notes, you know? I'm still able to tell from the notes if this is kind of my type of scent or not, but the rest of it is really hard to judge. And I started finding out that, you know, I was getting more and more disappointments with my blind buys, and that is why I'm really trying to stay away from them, because I just feel like that's not where I am right now in my fragrance journey. I really need to test first. So That's number one. And there is a second thing that I wanted to mention as far as rituals go. You know, again, early on in my journey, I would purchase from all kinds of different places. I would purchase a lot from like overseas, and you know, shipping to Canada is always a problem. Shipping charges are high. We pay insane duties and taxes. And so often, you know, I would overpay so much for a fragrance. And I just refuse to do it these days, you know. If I know that, you know, it's coming from somewhere far and I'm going to end up paying duties and taxes and, you know, really expensive shipping charge, no matter how much I want the fragrance, I refuse to buy it. You know, it has to be reasonable. If there's like a reasonable shipping charge, okay, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be completely free, but it has to be reasonable. So I'm a lot more selective in that way. So there you go. These are my buying rituals. So that's the end of the tag. Again, I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that other creators are going to do this tag as well. I am going to include all the questions in the description. So if you're doing it, you can just copy the questions easily. Again, we will see. I might tag some people, but I really welcome everyone to do this tag. Obviously, let me know if you do, because you know, I'm going to want to see it. I want to see everyone's take on these questions. But for now, that's it. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up, to subscribe, and to comment. And I will see you soon in the next one. Bye.